All right, so since I made my Persona 3 video talking about Persona 3 Reload and why I'm so excited for Persona 3 Reload and why it's gonna be the best game ever made, check out that video if you haven't already. I had some people asking me to talk about Persona 3 The Answer, okay? And why I trashed on it in that video. And so let's go ahead and talk about it. Now, if you don't want spoilers for Persona 3, the base game, as well as The Answer, then you should probably leave now. Because there's no way to talk about what I hate about The Answer without completely spoiling what happens in the base game. Now, chat, for anybody watching on Twitch, you feel me? Shout out to my Twitch mods, not even mods, my viewers, fuck my mods. But to the Twitch viewers, I'm gonna need some of your help recollecting some of what happens in Persona 3 Reload, because I'm just gonna be honest, I've tried my absolute hardest to wipe that game from my memory bank as much as humanly possible. But I'm going to talk about the main thing that I did not like with Persona 3 The Answer. So the first thing is, first of all, the gameplay of Persona 3 Reload is, or not Reload, sorry, The Answer is really grindy, repetitive, and super boring. That's number one, as in terms of like why it's not even like, from a gameplay level, it's just not fun to play because of those reasons. You know, it's really, really bad, not fun. Everything you hated about Persona 3, Persona 3 Reload is that on crack. It like turns it up to like 1 billion, and it's just really unfun to play. Now, like I said in that original Persona video though, me personally, I could do without, you know, the gameplay aspects if the story, characters, social links, whatever, if all the side stuff, all the personality stuff, I guess for lack of a better term, was good, I could rock with that. However, it's not, okay? In fact, I would go as far as to say that Persona 3 The Answer all but ruins and completely detracts from the ending of Persona 3, which in my opinion is one of my favorite endings in video game history. Like the ending to Persona 3, I don't know how you watch or how you like play Persona 3 and you're not bawling, crying, throwing up at the end of Persona 3, because that's like, it's literally perfect. So again, this is your last shot to leave. If I could have a mod pin in the Twitch chat that we're talking Persona 3 spoilers, please go ahead and do that, because we're about to spoil the absolute fuck out of Persona 3. So please leave now. Persona 3 Reload is only a month away. You don't want to get spoiled before you get to experience what happens in the game for yourself. Okay, so boom. I'm giving you a countdown. 3, 2, 1, you better have left. In Persona 3, the ending, the main character dies. The main character pretty much sacrifices himself to save the world. Hooray, great protagonist. We love the protagonist type shit. So yes, he's gone. And the ending is really emotional because, you know, Aigis is with you in your last moments, and, you know, the song comes on and you're crying, you're bawling, you're throwing up, and you're considering ending your life. Like, it just is what it is. We've literally all been there. And I can't wait to see people's reaction when they get to that part in Persona 3 Reload. But the reason why The Answer is so ass is, to me, this is the biggest thing. It does 2 criminal acts, okay? The first criminal act is that they leave it ambiguous as to whether or not the main character is really dead or not. It's more so ambiguous in the fact that, like, oh, he could be out there somewhere type beat, like he not really that gone type beat, like he's out there type beat, you feel me? And to me, that like robs the entire story and the themes of Persona 3 the most, because the themes of Persona 3 are what? What did we talk about in the last video? You know, tragedy, loss, you know, depression, you feel me? Like these are the main themes of Persona 3, and they fucking pussyfoot around it. And in The Answer, they completely backtrack on having like the sacrificial moment, you know, at the end of the game where the main character sacrifices themselves for the good of everybody, and it completely ruins that moment, okay? The other big negative, the other big con that they do in Persona 3 The answer is they absolutely slaughter Yukari's character. Okay, now for whatever reason, people like hated on Yukari in the base game. I don't see how you could hate on Yukari in the base game, but in Persona 3, the answer, that is where I could see any amount of hatred coming from Yukari, because everybody knows what the main character sacrificed and what it would mean to undo that sacrifice, and all that bullshit, all the themes and stuff we talk about with Persona 3 The Answer. And then Yukari's dumb ass is like the only one that is like living in Delulu land. That's like, oh, but like, what if we were just all dumbasses and we just completely and we completely just like pissed all over the fact that, the main character did this big sacrifice for us. What if like everything we've been fighting for the entire year, we just said, fuck it, dude. Like, what if we just did that for no fucking reason whatsoever? And it's like, bro, like, first of all, throughout the main plot points of Persona 3, at no point during that entire game do you get the inkling that any of the characters were not on board for like what it would take to save the world, pretty much, right? Like, everybody's on board for that the whole time. And then secondly, Yukari in particular, like, there was nothing about her character is giving like, oh, like, I'm down to like put the entire world at peril. I'm down to like take away all of this sacrifice and all of this and everything that we gave up to like bring main character man back. Like, it just doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, everybody on that roster should know like what that sacrifice entailed, and like the fact that you can't come back from that. Like, you really want to sacrifice like literally the entire world to bring back Lil Bro? Like, that is so stupid. Like, that is actually the dumbest shit I ever heard. I agree, she had weeks to process the main character dying. And look, I understand with like death and loss and stuff like that, it's not as binary, it's not as cut and dry, right? Like, a lot of people would obviously, I think it would make some modicum of sense for that to like cross somebody's mind, right? For somebody to be like, damn, like, we could really bring bro back type shit. But like, bro, not in the terms of like sacrifice the whole world to make it happen. Like, that is just so dumb, isn't it? Like, I'm honestly shocked that like that even made it through like the writer's room. Like, I'm honestly really shocked that like that even happened, right? Nexus says, my problem in The Answer is, if I remember correctly, Nyx is the harbinger of death whenever humanity wishes for it. But Erebus having to fusion Ha with Nyx's avatar in order to bring the end kind of ruins the message and Makoto's sacrifice. Yeah, so like, again, I have erased a lot of The Answer out of my memory bank just because I feel like it detracts from the best game ever made. I feel like it detracts from one of the greatest endings in video games, period. But then also, it absolutely murders Yukari for no reason. Because like I said, there's no conceivable way that Yukari would be willing to sacrifice literally the entire world just to get Lil Bro back, just to get Makoto back. Like, that makes no fucking sense. Okay, so like, not only is the gameplay of The Answer not that poggers, right? Not only is the gameplay just flat out boring and not fun or engaging, but also the thing that we love the most about Persona, the story and the characters, gets absolutely murdered for literally no reason. The worst part about the MC not being dead is that the series probably won't do anything with it. We'll be on Persona 8 and the P3 main character will still be, quote, out there. That's another thing too. Like, there's literally no reason for that to be ambiguous, like as an open ending thing, right? Like who cares if Makoto is still out there or not? Like, the thing is that his sacrifice is what is the driving point for the ending. And it's what makes the ending hit so hard. And it's what makes the ending be so fucking impactful, So to like have that, to have them, because do you guys remember the ending of Persona 3 when like you're walking around and Makoto is like lackadaisical and like low energy, and it's like a zombie type shit, and then the song changes up when the songs start playing, right? Like it just starts getting really fucking emotional, you feel me? And then Makoto goes up to the fucking roof, you know what I'm saying? And then the best scene in video game history happens, and it's like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like it just hits so much differently, and to like rob that experience, I just think it's so whack. It's so stupid. Absolutely diminishing the ending of that game, man. And yes, so the person that asked, the Dorkun jokes, yes, that comes from the answer. Because shout out to the fucking door. You know, I'm actually kind of curious if there's anybody in the chat, or if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm actually kind of curious if anybody liked the answer, because I really do not find very many people that actually enjoyed the answer. So it'd be very interesting to have to see another perspective on it. Maybe somebody's just happy to have more Persona or whatever, but like legitimately, like after like experiencing the answer, like I literally like, first of all, the gameplay was really boring and really whack. So I didn't even like force myself to play that shit. You feel me? I watched YouTube videos on that too. I was like, okay, I'm not playing this bullshit because this shit stinks. You feel me? Like this shit stinks. You know what I'm saying? So I was gonna watch YouTube videos and see, okay, well, let's see what happens with the story. You know, see what happens with the characters. Like I love these characters. I love this story. Like let's see what happens with all that, because this is supposed to be like the definitive ending of Persona 3. And I wish I hadn't. You know, point blank and period, I really wish I had not done that shit, because it literally ruins everything. To me, Persona 3, the answer is really not even... Persona 3, the answer just is not worth playing. It's not worth considering. To me, that shit is not canon. I'm gonna be honest with you. So that's why, like, initially, when people were like, oh, they're not adapting any of the Persona 3 Fez content, I was low-key like... you know what I'm saying, chat? I was low-key like, good. Because, you know, Fez contains the answer, and I don't want to see none of that shit in Persona 3 Reload. But luckily, you know, we're not going to get that, but we're going to get some of the good parts of Persona 3 Fez with, like, you know, the Aigis stuff and shit like that, and that should be pretty good. But yeah, for the most part, the answer is really bad, and it's not worth looking into the answer at all. You know, if you get curious, well, I guess I already spoiled the shit out of you. I was gonna say, if you get curious after you beat Persona 3 Reload, you can go and check it out, but you know, there's no point to it. I kind of already spoiled the hell out of it. But yeah, it's just the answer is just super long for no reason, super drawn out, super grindy, super boring, and then the story fucking sucks. So yeah, that's Persona 3, the answer. I had a couple people want me to make this video, so I decided to go ahead and make this video. Thank God the answer is not going to be a part of Persona 3 Reload. Thank the gods. Is Persona 3 the answer DLC or another version of the game? So Persona 3 has a couple releases. There's the original Persona 3. There is Persona 3 Portable, which was a PSP version that has a female main character route that you can play through. And then there's Persona 3 Fez, which has additional content, kind of like Persona 4 Golden. And then Persona 3 Fez also came with an additional sort of, I guess you could call it a DLC, but DLC didn't really exist back then. It was just kind of like an expansion, I guess. And then that contains the answer, which has additional content and the additional ending or whatever. It's just bad. Don't do it. But yeah, anyways, that's Persona 3 the answer. Thank you guys for watching. And if you are a Persona fan, you know, on this YouTube channel, on my Twitch channel, as soon as Persona 3 Reload comes out, we're going to be on that shit. So follow me on Twitch to watch those live, or if you're more of a YouTube guy, stick right here. We're going to be uploading Persona 3 Reload as soon as the game comes out. All right, man. Thank y'all for watching, and fuck the answer.